He scraped the mold off the biscuit with a small knife, then spread expensive caviar on top. That was his meal for the day. But that little bit of food was nowhere near enough to fill him up, so he fished a tropical fish out of the aquarium. First, he chopped the fish meat into a paste with a knife, then coated it with flour to make a round fish ball. Soon, a delicate plate of fishbowl sashimi was laid out before him. Nemo couldn't wait to pick one up and take a bite, but the next second, the fishy taste made him gag uncontrollably. He quickly took a big gulp of sour plum juice to suppress his nausea. But after finishing this meal, the next one became a new problem. Fortunately, he was a thief and used tools to pry open the storage cabinet door. To his surprise, there were some food and canned goods inside, a large frozen steak. He heard the sound of sprinklers. The irrigation system in the vegetation area, previously cut off, started watering. He quickly bent down and drank the fresh water greedily. After quenching his thirst, he lay on the ground, enjoying the cool sensation. After resting for a while, Nemo began to think of ways to escape. He first tore down the expensive curtains, then dismantled the large bed he slept on, all just to get the straps from under the bed. Then he gathered all the furniture in the house together and tied them securely with the curtains. After making sure that the 6-meter-high stack of furniture wouldn't topple over, he steadily climbed up and finally touched the ceiling. But to his surprise, the window was made of thick bulletproof glass, and it seemed that his hope of escaping had once again become slim. At this point, the temperature had already reached 41 degrees. Even after taking off all his clothes, he was still sweating all over from the heat, and even drinking water couldn't bring his body temperature down. When he was bored, he would watch the surveillance cameras and draw pictures of the cleaners. This was the only way he could pass the time. Just then, he suddenly noticed that a cleaner was cleaning right outside the door. Anxiously, he put on his clothes and ran to the main door, shouting and hoping the cleaner would hear him and rescue him. But fate played a cruel joke. Because the cleaner was wearing headphones, he couldn't hear his cries for help at all. In despair, he ran back to the surveillance monitors, only to find that the cleaner had already taken the elevator and left. Just like that, he had missed another chance to call for help. Just as he was sinking into deep despair, the broken control panel suddenly began to cool down. Sensing the change, he quickly went to check the air conditioner, and sure enough, it was blowing cold air again. After 3 days of sweltering heat, he was finally greeted by cool air, and tears welled up in his eyes in an instant. Soon, the temperature dropped to 26 degrees. Every day, he used a glass bowl to catch the fresh water being sprayed, then poured it into bottles for storage. Ever since the water problem was solved, life had been getting better day by day. He no longer cared about the food shortage, eating heartily, and even started using fresh water to cook his meals. This kind of life was truly comfortable, but soon the food ran out and he needed to find a way to escape. After searching the mansion, he couldn't find tools. Just as he was walking back to the living room in disappointment, he happened to look up and noticed a vase in the corner.